This is an old Smith Corona typewriter, and these ones have all of the numbers and letters on them. Some of the older ones don't. I'll show in a minute. This one's in fairly good condition. Works pretty good. As you can see right here. Probably wouldn't hurt to get a new ribbon for it. You can open it up here. You press a key, one of these strikers will fly up and hit the paper, such as this. If you press multiple of them at the same time, they can jam like this. So you only ever press one at a time. This is the ink ribbon. Comes on little rolls. There's one on each side. Should not remove it if you don't have to. Just removing it to show what it is. And if you notice, every time I press these buttons, or these keys, that ink moves just a little bit. If I flip this lever, it will move in the opposite direction. That way there's always fresh ink. So that's how one of these regular Smith Corona typewriters works. Now, the brand wasn't always called Smith Corona. Before, it was L.C. Smith and Brothers Company. And those ones are getting hard to find. I managed to find one very recently at an estate sale, warehouse sale. And it is one of the old ones that does not have ones and zeros on the keyboard. This is my L.C. Smith and Brothers typewriter, made in Syracuse, New York. To load the paper, flick this lever. Make sure you can see this lever right here. Push that back. Another lever on the other side. Pull it forward. Then you can slide the paper under in position. And then you push that one back. Then you can turn this until the paper's in. Pull this lever back forward. Pull this lever, slide it to the side, and it's ready to type. So you can see there's no 1 or 0 on the numbers here. And the substitutes for 1 and 0 were a capital O and a lowercase l. And you can see that looks like it says 0, 1. So, older typewriters were built without a 1 and 0 on them. This one works the same way as the other one, where every time you press a key, the strikers fly up. And they're fairly easy to type on. You have to press you don't have to press super hard, but you do have to press kind of hard in order for them to, you don't have to press super hard, but you do have to press kind of hard in order for them to type. I'll demonstrate. So this is what it looks like when it's typed. It has the ink rolls, or the ribbon, right on top here. This one, it's easier to show. So the ribbon goes between two spools. This spool over here, and this spool over here. So as you write, this one will turn and pull ribbon from the spool. So you always have fresh ribbon when the strikers collide. You can see the ribbon goes from this spool up and through this little clip. It's kind of hard to show it. And that holds the ribbon in place. Then it gets wound up onto this one. There's a lever down here. You can just barely see it. That you can flip to change the direction that it turns in. So now, this spool lines it up. Instead of this one. If I flip the lever back, now this one lines it. This button here, this long one here, is a tab bar. And space bar. They're both made out of wood on these old typewriters like this. And instead of having a caps lock key, it has a shift lock. And the way caps lock works on these is this whole tray in here lifts up and down for shift. So, let's see if I can come up with a good example. Here. So if I do lowercase l, then capital L, that's the same striker that flies up both times. But you can see a pretty big difference there. So the way that works, each of these keys has an uppercase and a lowercase on them. So it's very easy. When you lift it, the top of the key will hit. When you lower it, the bottom of the key will hit. And those are just some old typewriters that I have.